Hi and welcome to Quilting with Lori. My name is Lori Dickman. Today I'm going to be working with an orphan block. It's a little penguin block, as well as my container of 2.5-inch squares. It's going to be a scrappy little quilt. In fact, if you look at the quilt behind me, I'm going to be duplicating this quilt, but I'm going to make this for the month of January. And so I'll be using some reds and blues and some lights, and a very scrappy little block and quilt will result. This quilt that you see behind me is my Holly and Berries quilt, and there is a free pattern for this quilt that's out on my YouTube channel. There's also instructions to make this scrappy block. It's called the Scrappy Christmas block. It was part of my 52-week series of scrappy blocks. And then the applique center is also out on my YouTube channel. I'm going to post links below in the description box so that you can watch that. It will also take you to the PDF. There's a free PDF for the instructions as well as the templates that you'll need. This past year, I used my Speedy Solutions to Scrap Up Your Stash techniques to create a new scrappy block each and every Monday. So there are 52 weeks of free scrappy block patterns for you out on my YouTube channel, and I'll give the playlist below as well. You'll have that link in the description box. But I was using my techniques, my Speedy Solutions, to cut and organize your scrap stash. This is a book that I have written that takes you through step by step, teaches you everything you need to know to get your scrap stash cut, sorted, organized, and stored and ready to use to make beautiful quilts. There are 5 scrappy patterns in this book, as well as 10 additional beautiful scrappy patterns in this patterns book. As a set, you'll find this out on my website, and I'll have a link below for you. But there's lots of great things in there, and it's a great way to use up your scrap stash. So what I am doing today is creating some beautiful scrappy blocks. These are 12.5-inch blocks, and my orphan block is a 12.5-inch block. You don't have to use an orphan block. You can simply make the whole quilt with these scrappy blocks if you choose to. But you probably do have an orphan block in your home. If you don't, I'm also going to attach a snowflake applique block that you could use to to put in the center of this medallion wall quilt. But I'd like to have this quilt done for the month of January. I like to change out my quilts in my foyer every month if I can. And so this one will just be something that I can put up there in the month of January that has that pretty blue and the cool winter colors. Alright, so let's grab what we need. I grabbed my 2.5-inch container of my scraps, and I've simply dumped them out here for you. I've got more of the darker shades on this side, more of the medium shades in the center, and the lighter shades here. And what I am doing is creating these little 9-patch blocks. There are 4 9 patches that go in each 12.5-inch block. And as you can see, the 3, if you look at this particular one right there, there are 3 lights, mediums, and darks. And then with every 9 patch that we're creating, we're twisting it. So the lights are here, mediums, and darks. We're twisting it again, lights, mediums, and darks. And again, we're going to twist it one more time, lights, mediums, and darks. So we're creating 4 different 9 patches. They have 3 darks, 3 mediums, 3 lights, and we're simply rotating that 9 patch within the block so you can kind of see the cross here in the center. And it's a very simple block, it goes together very quickly. What I like to do is actually lay out and web the 4 units next to my sewing machine as I'm working with it. So I'm pulling from this stash of lights, mediums, and darks here, and actually you could create this block any way you want to. You don't have to be as precise. You might want all of these to be dark and these to be light. Totally up to you, whatever you'd like to do to make this block, the scrappier the better. But I'm simply doing more of the darks at the bottom, the mediums in the center, and the lights at the top. So I'm going to lay these out at my sewing machine, and I'm simply going to web each row. This one is completely finished. It does need to be pressed, and it needs to be squared up. Each of these will be pressed and then squared up to 6.5 inches. So I have a couple of them done here. And here you'll see that I have 2 more 9 patches laid out on my machine. I'm going to go ahead and web this one right here for you so you can see how I'm going to accomplish that. I'm going to start by taking this second square, placing it right sides together, bringing it to my machine. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'll move it over a little bit. And here we go. Then I'm going to bring these two, put the second row on top of the first. Bring this square from the second row, put it on top of the first row. All right. So these are now webbed together with that thread, as you can see. And now all I have to do is grab this next row, the third row, place it on top of that, bring it under the machine here, grab this second one, this one, all right, so the 9 squares have been webbed together. Now I can simply sew the rows together, and I'm finger pressing everything right now. I'm going to go ahead and sew these, and then I will take it to the machine or to the iron and press it when I get there. There's that, and they nest beautifully. So just nest those seam allowances, match that up. As you can see, these go together very, very quickly. And so these are already, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that aside. Although these aren't pressed yet, I'm going to show you how they go together. What I'm simply doing is bringing the white squares or the light squares in toward the center. And there is the cross, as you can see. So the light is here, the light is there, the light is here, the light is there. And that's how you lay it out. And you could, I suppose, if you wanted to, do it in so that it's completely the opposite. Putting your darks in the center. Doesn't matter, however you'd like to lay it out. That's kind of fun as well. If you have a rotating mat, that's the best way to get these squared up, but it's not necessary, but it is very handy if you had a rotating mat. And I have a 6.5 inch OmniGrid ruler here, and I'm simply laying that on the square and squaring up each of these so that they are 6.5 inches. And then we're going to put them together in the pattern, and I'll show you that here again in just a minute. All right, I have these 4 pressed, and I have them squared up to 6.5 inches. And I am simply, twisting each of the 9 patches so that the light row is in the center here. It's creating a cross. And again, if you prefer, you could absolutely swap this out where your darks are creating, the dark row is creating the cross in the center. Whatever you'd like to do. That would give you a nice large area here of lighter fabrics in which you could do some really fun quilting. So go ahead and lay it out any way that you'd like. What I'm going to do once I have all of my blacks finished, I am going to sash the blacks. I think I'm going to use a gray fabric for sashing, I believe. And then I'm going to use some sort of a bright blue for the sashing, the cornerstones. and then I'll probably use a combination of the blue and the gray for the border. So it's going to be a real cool color combination for the month of January, which is... So to finish the block, you'll simply sew the 9 patch units together in 2 rows, and then sew the 2 rows together. So decide how you want to lay your blocks out. If you want the darker rows to come together in that cross in the center, or if you choose to have the lighter sections come together, whatever you'd like to do. It's a fun quilt to make, a fun block to make, and it will really make a beautiful scrappy quilt for your bed. If you have a lot of 2.5-inch squares in your stash, this would be a great one to make a nice large quilt with. It goes together very, very quickly, as you saw here. So have fun, grab an orphan block, and again, you don't even have to use 2.5-inch squares. Let's say you have a lot of 3-inch squares. Maybe you only have 2-inch squares. Whatever your block dimension ends up being, then find an orphan block or make an orphan block that you can use in the middle if you choose to make a wall hanging like the quilt behind me on the wall, or if you just prefer to make this as a very large quilt, a very scrappy large quilt, using nothing but these scrappy blocks, that's wonderful as well. So go through your scrap stash and find whatever squares you have a lot of, whether it's the 2.5-inch squares, 2-inch squares, 3-inch squares, whatever size you have lots of. Go ahead and use those squares and make up this block. And that way you can create an entirely scrappy quilt for a very large size bed with nothing but those squares in the lights, mediums, and darks. Have fun. Use up your scrap stash and make a beautiful quilt. I hope this video today has inspired you to use up some of your scrap stash and make a beautiful scrappy quilt. Maybe it's going to be a wall quilt. Maybe you are going to choose an orphan block and have fun with that. Don't forget, I do have included in the description box below a PDF for a snowflake. So you can simply make a snowflake block for the center of this quilt if you choose to make the medallion style quilt that's behind me on the wall. Or if you just want to do nothing but scraps, have fun. Go to town with whatever you have available in your Speedy Solutions stash and create a great quilt. If you like the content that I provide in my YouTube channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. I love reading comments from my viewers, and all of that really does help my channel to get out to more viewers just like yourself. Thank you so much for doing that, and until next time, happy quilting.